What's up, internet? My name is Kyle, back with another video about cameras, tech, and all that good stuff. Today, we are going to talk about 3 manual lenses for under $100 for the Sony a6000, and I'm going to give away one of each lens to you guys. Okay, so first up, if you want to know how to win these lenses, just wait until the end of the video. I'll explain all of that at the end. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the hobby of photography, and if you're not making money off of photography or the gear that you buy, photography can be an expensive hobby. With that said, these 3 lenses are cheap alternatives to autofocus lenses that are a lot more expensive. These are really cool options for you to expand beyond the kit lens and kind of learn different things and get better quality images. Okay, so these 3 lenses are manual lenses. If you don't know what that means, real quick, it means that there is no electronic communication between the camera and the lens. The lens is old school. You have to use the focusing ring on there, and you have to use the aperture ring on there. So no autofocus here. But there are things like focus peaking, which the a6000 offers, and other Sony cameras, which allows you to see what's coming into focus as you're turning the focus ring. In all of my test shots, I used focus peaking because I don't really have the best eyesight when it comes to telling about focus. So that is something that can assist you with manual lenses. Okay, so the first lens is the Fotasy 35mm f1.7. And for some of you who have been around this channel for a long time, you'll know I made a video about this lens because I liked it so much. This lens is the cheapest of the 3. It is $28.29 or something like that on Amazon. It changes, it depends on who you get it from. So as you've probably seen in the background, the lenses are back there. This is the box that the Fotasy 35mm comes in. Now, I didn't plan on the video to focus around 35mm f1.7 lenses, but it just so happens that all 3 of them are 35mm f1.7. So let's do a quick little unboxing of the Fotasy. It's nothing fancy. It comes in this white standard box. Ah! Okay, that was hard enough. So this is the lens. It doesn't come with anything really, no cloth or anything like that. It does have a lens cap, which you just literally pop off like that. There's no screwing it in or anything like that. And yeah. Oh, it actually does come with one thing. It's a little bit of instructions on what to do with using this lens in the Sony a6000. You go to Menu, Setup, Release Without Lens, and enable that. But yeah, it says it in the little fortune cookie instructions thingy-majiggy. This lens is actually really tiny, but like I said, it's all metal, and it's it feels sturdy. It doesn't feel like anything substantial. Like I said, it's small, but it is metal, and the focusing rings are really tight. You'll notice throughout these lenses that all of them are different with their focusing rings and their aperture rings, but this one in particular is really, really tight. Now, the focusing ring and the aperture ring are smooth, but yeah, pretty standard stuff. I mean, it's kind of old-timey feeling, and when it's on the a6000, it kind of looks like an old school type gun type deal. I don't know, I'm really a big fan of how this lens looks on the a6000. So some of the good things about this lens is that it is super cheap, and it's a 35mm f1.7. It is just a great way to just get an immediate lens for under $30, and it's just such an awesome thing to have. I'm always impressed really by what this lens can do for such little money, and it looks cool. And yeah, I don't know, I just kind of really like this lens. I'm stoked to give another one away, and I'm stoked that it made it back into another video of mine. Now, I would say there are very tiny nitpicks about this lens. One is the focusing rings. Like I said, they're a little tough. 2 would be the bokeh balls. They kind of have a distinct look to them. Sometimes I don't even notice it, and then sometimes I do if I'm like over analyzing an image. And then 3 has a pretty terrible minimum focusing distance, or at least compared to the other 2 lenses. It's just under a foot. That's probably the biggest thing for me, is it doesn't have a very good minimum focusing distance. But this thing is pretty dang cool. And yeah, that's the Fotasy 35mm f1.7. Okay, next is the Brightin Star 35mm f1.7. This lens was actually given to me by Gear, so thank you Gear. Hadn't heard of Brightin Star or Gear before I was emailed about this lens, and I was pretty stoked about it. So what's the price of this lens compared to the Fotasy? This is $56 US dollars on Amazon, and I will share the links down below. Now, funny story, the lens actually isn't in this box. I took it out, it was a great unboxing experience. However, I couldn't figure out how to fit it back in to show you guys. So yeah, I couldn't get it back in.
That's what she said.
But I digress. I'm gonna show you the box anyway. So it's cool. It's got a little slip action here. So then it's got this. Toss that to the side. And then there is this little pulley guy right here where you pull that out. And there's another little box. Dump this guy out. And that's where the lens sits, or where I couldn't get it to fit back in. I don't know. Apparently I'm terrible at puzzles, but I'm actually kind of good at them. Anyway, it's like, oh, where's the thing I dropped? Oh, this thing right here. Little pamphlet type deal. Open this little dude up and it comes with a cloth, and then also comes with kind of like an instructional guide, little manual, if you will, on how to actually use focus peaking, which is really helpful for somebody who's maybe a beginner, but it actually shows you right here where to go for focus peaking. So kudos to you guys, Brighton Star. I actually really like that. So this is the lens right here. You can see Brighton Star, f1.7, and the filter thread. And then if I turn the aperture blades, you can see that open and close back there. So this lens is also fully made of metal. I really like the look of this lens, and it also comes with a pretty cool lens hood. Boom. As you can see, it says Brighton Star on there, and this is kind of what it looks like. It looks like a ray gun of sorts. It's got the 3 kind of slits on the lens hood type effect, and yeah, it's a complete metal package, and it looks pretty slick, I'm not gonna lie. And unlike the Fotasy, where it just has like a bottle type cap, lens cap, this one is an actual lens cap where you can put that on the front. And then there you go, little Brighton Star lens cap. For 56 bucks, I am very impressed by the kind of overall presentation, the box, the manual showing you focus peaking, the build quality. You can tell that a little more thought went into the Brighton Star, but as I said earlier, don't doubt the Fotasy, my friend. Okay, last but not least is the Neweer. I always find myself saying that in weird ways, but Neweer 35mm f1.7 lens that you've probably seen everywhere at this point. This brand is all over Amazon in both lighting, lenses, all sorts of photography stuff, and yeah, it seems like they are a pretty reputable budget photo equipment company. Now that I'm opening this, I forgot to mention that Brighton Star also included a little lens bag. I've never used a lens bag. This is the one that comes with the Neweer lens. Nothing special, just a lens bag, but yeah. I don't know, does anybody actually use lens bags? It also comes with a little photo cloth, so that's always nice to clean your lenses. And here is the Neweer 35mm f1.7 manual lens. Oh, price, we forgot to talk about price. So this is the most expensive out of the 3 at $79.99, so basically $80 US. So as strange as the Fotasy may have seemed with the lens cap, this on the Neweer is actually kind of the same style. It's a bottle-like cap, you just pull it off. It's metal, so that's quite interesting. So it actually has really, really smooth focus and aperture rings compared to the other lenses. It moves just like butter, and I think I like that the best about this lens. The Brighton Star, it's kind of difficult, to be honest, with the aperture ring. It doesn't have a good as grip as the Neweer one does. So it's like it's not like a game breaker or game changer, but it is nice. And I feel like that comes with the territory of being the most expensive lens out of the three. As far as minimum focusing distance, this one is 0.3 meters, just like the Fotasy. However, this lens definitely performs better with the minimum focusing distance. If I had to go in an order, it's Brighton Star, you can do the closest, then the Neweer lens, then the Fotasy lens. Even though this and the Fotasy say they can do the same, it's definitely not the same. I really like the way this lens looks and feels. You could definitely tell that, you know, your money is going towards build quality with this lens. Of course, it's not a $900 Sony G Master lens or anything like that. It's just a manual lens that you can scoop up for under 100 bucks, but it feels nice. Okay, so that is covering kind of the unboxing, the prices, and also the build quality of each lens. But let's talk about actual production, the actual images that come from these lenses. Okay, so now it's time to show you pictures taken with each of these lenses and my Sony a6000. Let me know what you think. Okay, so now that you've seen photos from each lens partnered with the Sony a6000, what are your thoughts? For me, I like all of them, to be honest. The Fotasy gives off crazy different bokeh swirl like a vintage kind of lens would during the daytime. I think it's a really unique lens for how cheap it is and how great the images come out. I think it's a winner. Then on the next flip side, you have the Brighton Star, which is $20 more than the Fotasy, and I feel like it produces a little bit better images. I really love the way the Brighton Star looks. I love the lens hood. I love the build quality. I don't like the focusing ring and the aperture ring, how tight they are, but it's not the end of the world, and it actually is nice sometimes when they're tight, so you're not having settings move or change on you when you're out in the field. My favorite thing about that lens is the minimum focusing distance. I can get closer to any subject or object with that lens than the other two. Then on the other flip side, you have the Neweer, the most expensive out of the three, but I feel like the build quality kind of represents that. The focusing ring, the aperture ring, super smooth. I like the look of the lens, the entirety of it. And I think it does give the best quality images. It's really close between that and the Brightin Star. The Fotasy is a little bit softer as far as sharpness, especially anywhere not near the center. However, the Brightin Star and the Neweer are much closer to each other as far as optical performance. I think in this kind of realm, it is a little bit, you get what you pay for. Sometimes that is not the case. However, I think in these three lenses, that might be the case. Does that mean the cheapest option or the middle priced option aren't as worthwhile? No, I think all of them are great. I think if you have 30 bucks, get the Fotasy. If you have a little bit more money, get the Brightin Star. And if you have more money than that, get the Neweer, or hell, buy all 3 of them and make a video about it. Now, I did want to show you guys one more thing. I want to show you guys how the bokeh looks from each of these lenses. Okay, so you should be seeing on the screen my Master Roshi pop vinyl, who is a complete ridiculous Dragon Ball character. He's just so hilarious. He's always like, oh my God, get the girls, Krillin. Also, who wouldn't want to live on a little island like that? And with a turtle. I mean, life made. But I digress. Okay, so I wanted to play a little quick mini game before I tell you which one is which. So look at the 3 photos. You know, this one's A, this one's B, and this one's C. And tell me in a couple seconds here, which one do you think, or actually you can't tell me, just guess. Just talk to the computer screen. Which one is A, which one is B, which one is C? And the answers are the same order that I presented them in. Now, there are a couple giveaways here, and in the first one, in A, you will see there are these little kind of specks in the lights, and that is just an artifact, I think, from the Fotasy lens. I've seen it in a bunch of pictures I've taken before, so it might not just be that lens. Then B, the Brightin Star, it has kind of like a haloing type effect, or like a little heavenly glow to the bokeh balls. And then C is the Neweer lens, which you can see a kind of more rounded shape, not like a football, and it looks the best in my opinion, but it depends on your preference. Somebody could like the Brightin Star's kind of glowy effect, and then the Fotasy, it has a really vintage kind of feel to how the bokeh balls look with that lens. So really, I mean, it's all about what your preference is. I just thought it was interesting that each lens, their bokeh looked different, and you'll come across that with a bunch of different lenses. They don't all look the same, especially with bokeh and lower apertures and aperture blades and all that stuff. So I thought it was interesting to show you. So if you've stuck around to this part of the video, thank you, but we got here. We've made it to the giveaway. So I wanna keep giveaways very, very simple. I only have 2 requirements. 1, you comment something and it's not hate or anything like that. Don't be mean, be nice on the internet. That's the very least you could do. And then number 2 requirement is be a subscriber. Never really mention it, but I feel like it kind of goes with the territory of a giveaway. So be a subscriber and make a comment on this video, and don't be mean. What else? Oh, I guess shipping will be worldwide. I'll send it wherever, don't care. And I'm only giving away 1 of each lens. I will announce it in my next video at the very end of it, and I will also announce it in my Instagram stories. Stay tuned for that, and good luck. All right, so that definitely wraps it up. I hope you guys really liked this video. It was a lot of fun to make, and I really enjoy giving stuff away too. So that's really awesome that I get to do that. And really, that's because of you guys and the support you've given to this channel. And as always, I will see you guys in the next episode. Later.